All right, welcome to Gamblers Podcast, Dark Side of Gambling. It has been a little bit of a time frame since I last posted, so I appreciate everybody who has followed and subscribed and liked any of the podcast videos that I've posted since starting this account. Very much appreciate the support. I do appreciate everybody's comments and real kind of community understanding of difficulty that we all go through to deal with this. And ultimately, we're not alone. We have each other. We can conversate, we can chat at any time. So I appreciate everybody taking just a little bit of time out of their day to comment and then also subscribe to my channel. So that being said, I kind of wanted to get back into a little bit of where we're at and hopefully turning some of what I went through into life lessons. A lot of my gambling losses would be nothing in terms of have absolutely no value if I don't learn something from them. Because the debts won't go away, the debts have to get paid. But what do I learn from what I've done, where I've been, kind of what I've put myself through, my family? Each day that goes by from when I stopped gambling to kind of, you know, closer to, I guess, more freedom of who I am is getting really important to me right now. So it's hard to explain, but when you spent 20 years of your life really focused every single day on finding a way to gamble, borrowing money to gamble, really doing everything in your power on a daily basis to make sure that you have a wager in or some type of action to give yourself hope that this will all end with the right run. And ultimately, we realize over time that, there is not going to be a run of winning wagers to somehow magically make all this disappear. It just doesn't work that way. Um, so when you have that understanding and you really reflect on that, it does make it a little bit easier to not make the same mistake again twice. As tempting as it has been for me, when it comes to all the things going on in the sports world, I do enjoy still watching a little bit of sports. I haven't, been into it as much as I used to, and I don't think I ever will be again. But the goal for me is to get to a point where I can watch a sporting event and be really excited and happy for my hometown team versus, having my entire mental state twisted up and my emotions twisted up into a wager, a total that, may or may not benefit my team, may or may not have any, real impact on the overall excitement of the game. But because I put a wager on some arbitrary number, it ruins the experience for me. So I'm kind of excited to get to a point now where I can watch football on Sundays and not think to myself, how do I get action on this? And so I wanted to make sure I shared that with everybody because it's not easy to get to a point where you can watch a game and not have that feeling. So, one of the things that, ultimately over time, the who knows how much the exact total is, but a couple $100,000 or more in losses. Um, the lessons that it's taught me is, number one, there is no end game because this is the cycle that it's built to toss you in, turn you around, and have you continue over time. So that's the number one thing is the cycle will never end. Um, it's like running yourself through a dryer that doesn't have a time limit. You'll just be in there forever, and I learned that no matter how much money I owed, uh, that's not going to change. I probably just dig myself a further hole. I also learned over this time that even though I have these debts that I owe people, um, that there's another solution. Whether it's more time, whether it's an alternative way to pay somebody back through work, or maybe create a payment plan that works for everybody, that you can actually stick to, something that your budget can actually afford. So learning that, in all reality, you do have other options. It's just a tough conversation sometimes with the people who you owe money with. And I want to make sure everybody here who subscribes understands that you can you can ask um, for some help in terms of, hey, can I get some more time? Because realistically, this is how much I can pay you. This is when I can pay you, and this is how frequently I can pay you. And being honest about the reality of it is really important for yourself to get out of the habit of trying to manufacture a situation to either get more money or more time, versus being realistic and saying, hey, I can only pay you this little amount in this frequency in this amount of time. This would give me the best chance to succeed. I'm sorry that it's going to take me this long to be able to get this money back to you, but I hope you understand that um, this is the only valid route that I can take, or the only route that allows me to live and kind of continue to hopefully progress in life. So those conversations aren't easy. They never were going to be easy. I ran away from those conversations, whether it was from creditors or people that I knew, friends, family, whatever the case may be. I ran away from those conversations. Um, the other thing that I'm still learning and I'm still feeling, understanding right now is how much more information I'm able to intake because um, I no longer have the constant appetite to go out there and gamble. So I'm always either trying to learn something new, trying to understand myself more, uh, focus in on a hobby that I really enjoy, something that I find that, I can do repetitively that's healthy, or, that really occupies your mind or teaches you something new, is really important, because it can take you from, where you're at to a whole nother zone, and really make your brain understand that it doesn't need to be conditioned anymore in that repetitive cycle of borrowing money and gambling. And at the end of the day, that's the goal, right? Is to almost uh, divert your mind and your brain from, what it is that it thinks that's normal, what it is that it thinks that's your reality on the everyday life. And in all reality, for all of us, probably, at least for me, I think we just want to live a normal life. We just want to have no debts. We want to just have no problems with people, or have to deal with constant phone calls that are creditors, emails with collections, or letters coming in your mail. We would all prefer not to deal with those things. Um, and so I think we all probably want to live more of a simple life than try to become, rich and get through all this. I think, we have a different value, probably. At least that's me, in understanding where I'm at now versus before. Understanding that the money that I was chasing, the amount of money that I thought I needed within the wagering, within the betting every weekend, ultimately turned out to be something that I didn't need at all. And and now I'm seeing that. Now I'm seeing that I pay more attention in family functions. I'm remembering things because I'm actually paying attention, actively listening to the people who are talking to me, whether that's family, or something business related. I'm able to really focus, retain more information. I'm enjoying things that I didn't have enjoyment for before. I can do do things on an everyday basis that are so simple. It's very hard to explain, but you get joys out of very simple things that before, honestly, would have really irritated me. And you don't realize how irritated and short you get with your uh, temperament until you have enough space in between when you're in that zone and to when you're out of that zone. And I don't think I'll ever be completely out of the zone with my addiction. I think it's just more of, I'm learning how to manage myself, manage my everyday being, enjoy some of the things that I would love to enjoy and continue with, like I said, sports related or not. Um, and I feel like that's ultimately benefited myself, my family, and hopefully, my future. So, I wanted to make this just to kind of reflect a little bit on just some of the things that I've learned, some of my own life lessons that I'm sure some of you are thinking about, whether you've been losing or winning or whatever the case is, whether you've been gambling for, a month, a year, or 10 years, or like me, 2 decades. I think we all sometimes need to reflect and think about what we're risking, what we have, and really what we're pursuing, and what's most important to us in life. So I really look forward to your comments. Please like, subscribe, follow. I'm on X at Gamblers Pod. You can just find the link as well. If there is anything that I could do for you, please let me know. I would love to, help in any way I can in terms of providing that support, that hopefully emotional, that kind of friend, that kind of be there for you type of support, I guess, that we all need and sometimes realize that we need, and we just don't have it. Whether you're alone, or maybe you don't want to tell the person in your household what you're going through. So, thank you again for taking the time, for listening, and for being a part of, hopefully a solution for all of us in the future. Thanks again.